Good morning and welcome to the Big Joe and Laura Show here on Mix 95.7. It is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. It's my own fault, but I am tired. We will talk more about it in your Need to Know news coming up in just a few minutes. But went to the Griffins game last night, like 6,000 people. I don't know if that sounds like a lot or not. It was a lot for a Wednesday night, and it was an intense game that went into overtime.
Oh, wow.
So we had that going on, but other than that was kind of my day. Like, I rested up all day just to do that going on a school night. Like, I'm glad I went, but oh my gosh, this morning I texted Laura after the game like, oh boy, this was a bad decision. I did not adult hard enough like I should have.
I saw your text when I was up in the middle of the night with the little dude. And I was like, oh no, he's going to have a bad morning. I mean, I have a bad morning every day because I'm up in the middle of the night with the little dude, but actually, he was pretty good last night, so I think I'm somehow the more well-rested of the two of us.
You should have brought him to the game. You could have been tired like me.
No.
I guess it's fun to know what it's like after 6 months. So, no, but we are so glad that you are here with us. We got a lot of cool stuff going on today, of course. Make sure you're listening for Taylor Swift songs when you hear a song back-to-back anytime throughout the day here on Mix 95.7. We will give you a code word after that second song, which you'll enter into our app to try to win. Also, we got Laura Can't Lose today. It's at 7:45. I mean, we're tired, but we got a lot of fun stuff coming your way.
Absolutely. So hang out with us. So we got your Need to Know news coming up soon. Right now, it's David Guetta and Sia on Mix 95.7.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know news on Mix 95.7.
6,000 people were cheering on the Grand Rapids Griffins last night in Game 3 of the Central Division playoffs as they battled the Milwaukee Admirals at Van Andel Arena. Now, the Griffins tied it up in the third period and sent it into overtime, where the Admirals came out on top 3-2. Gosh, Laura, it was an intense game and just nuts. The refs were getting booed because they made bad calls. But the Griffins, they play Game 4 Friday night at the Van Andel Arena. This is the Griffins head coach after the game.
Live to see another day. You got to win the next one or the season's over. And I think just that the care level in here from our guys, the urgency we have to play with, that's going to be key. We don't want it to end. So now it's our job here at home to go win one home game.
I hope they win on Friday. I really think they can do this. And I think I'm going to go there again and cheer them on. Unless, do you think I was bad luck last night?
I don't know. I wouldn't go if they lose and you're there. I feel like you're the bad luck charm at that point, buddy.
I got to stay at home and listen on the radio.
How about some good news? A roadway headache is coming to an end just before this big holiday weekend. That road construction on 131 at Burton and 28th Street will be completed as of tomorrow.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they say that it might be a little extra chaotic today because they're closing down a few ramps over near 96. So, don't be surprised when that pops up temporarily so they can move equipment and things like that. But they should have everything cleaned and finished up and done by 3 p.m. tomorrow. However, that terrible construction down at M11, if you're going southbound on 131, that's still going to be there, and it goes through November. So while you aren't going to have to get off the interstate at one part of 131, you still will have a little bit of a headache if you go a little further down. So just give yourself extra time for that.
And for your final Need to Know news story, we're heading to Texas, and right now I'm telling you should pull your car over or grab some tissues because this is sad.
Ugh.
Where an 18-year-old valedictorian named Alem Hazik took the stage at his graduation to give this speech just hours after his own father's funeral.
My father died yesterday, May 15th, 2024. I attended his funeral today, right before graduation. That's why my shoes are bugging, that's why my arms are shaking, because I had to carry him into his grave and bury him. And I can't stand up here and pretend I want to be doing the speech right now, but I can't throw something away that he worked so hard for me to achieve. And that's why I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to spend every hour of every day working as hard as I can to achieve all of my goals, because that's what he wanted, and I'm going to do it for him. And I want all of you to look to your loved ones and say you would do the same, because I know the type of people they are.
Oh, I know things have to happen on the days they happen, but it is just cruel to have that poor boy lay his father to rest and then give his speech later. I mean, he is brave, he is strong, good for him. I could not have.
Yeah, that speech he gave, truly just amazing. I'm sure that man's going to go on to do great things in honor of his father. That is Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know news on Mix 95.7.
Technology is great, but sometimes you wish you could do it old school. Hey, we're Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And recently, I shared the weird audio that the camera I got for my baby shower makes. Here it is in case you missed it.
That's not right. That's a baby camera?
Yeah, it makes that noise if it's not connected properly. And after a lot of research, I decided I'm not going to replace that baby camera, and instead, I'm going to give up on baby cameras entirely. I'm normally one of those people that's like an early adopter of all technology. Like I got the iPhone when it first came out, and I currently have the newest one. My car has a billion bells and whistles, including like wireless chargers and eye things that make sure I'm looking at the road and all this crazy stuff. I love technology. However, I am not getting a new baby camera because I've been scared out of it between all the horror stories I've seen on TikTok and Instagram about people hacking into them and like talking to your baby while you're not in the room, which freaks me out.
You don't want your baby to be alone, do you?
Oh, God. Oh, I hate it so much. And just the fact that I had such a bad experience starting out with the monitor because it has a billion stupid little features where it like dings at me constantly, keeps me up all night. I said enough with all of it. I went old school and I got a audio baby monitor, like one of those two-way walkie-talkie things that we had when we were kids.
Where'd you get it? Like a garage sale? How do you find those?
Brand new one at Walmart. I bought
Really?
it. Yeah, I bought it at the Walmart over in Cascade. They still sell them, and this one actually is kind of cool because it tells you the temperature of the baby's room, and it has like a sound meter on the top. So if they're not making a lot of noise, it's green, but then if they're like screaming, it goes all the way to red. So you can kind of gauge if it's really a big noise or a little noise. And I honestly am so much more relieved, and everybody slept better last night because of this thing versus the expensive camera that's supposed to tell me whether or not he's alive or not. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. So maybe I'm not the only one who goes old school with certain things, even though you may love new technology. I want to know, what do you prefer to do the old school way? I would love to hear from you at 616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM in the Mix 95.7 app. Joe, do you have anything that you personally prefer to do the old way versus some new fancy way?
Yeah, it's a modern technology, and Laura, I'm calling you out on this one just because you're one of the people of many that don't like doing this with me.
Yeah.
Talking on the phone.
Oh, I hate it.
So I knew it. I told you I was coming at you. No, it's just I'm that person. I was talking to Aaron in Age Management of West Michigan the other day, too. That's a guy I see there. Yeah, I like having a conversation on the phone. Yeah, I'll text sometimes. I don't mind that. But there's just something about being engaged, talking to somebody. I'm not saying you have to even hold it up to your phone. You could put in your earpieces or you could speakerphone it. It doesn't matter. Just chat with me on the phone, dude.
I appreciate that. However, I think I pay more attention when I can actually read what you're saying than when I zone in and out of you on a phone conversation. So I would argue I'm more engaged when I'm texting you than when you're talking to me, because I'm not going to go, duh, and completely lose what you're talking about.
You know what happens to my phone when I try to call Laura? Every single time I try to call her.
So what do you like to do old school? 616-600-0957.
We're Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix.
I want to know, what do you prefer to do the old school way? Recently, I decided to do audio monitors instead of the baby monitors because my camera makes terrible noises that really stress me out.
I don't think this is a terrible noise. That sounds really nice. It's calming.
The apocalypse is happening in my baby's room. So I want to know, what thing do you prefer to do the old school way? You can always give us a call at 616-600-0957. Melanie in Colorville, what do you prefer to do the old school way?
I honestly prefer to cook fried chicken the old school way, like the way my family did in the South.
Ooh, you already got me when you said the South.
That's the healthy way, right? That's how you do it healthy down
Laura, I forgot. You will love this. My family's from Kentucky.
Oh, okay. What part?
Pikeville, Elkhorn City, over on the eastern side.
Yep. Pikeville, as they say it, is about 2 hours away from where I'm from. I'm from outside of Lexington, so I'm from like the central part of the state. But listen, they cook well in Pikeville. So what do you do for your fried chicken?
I've noticed, like, my former brother-in-law dipped his chicken in egg and men's flour. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't do that. My mama, as we called her, my grandmother, she would always just put a little bit of flour, she called it.
Flour, yeah.
Yep, flour on it, and then she would season it with just seasoning salt and pepper, and then she would put it, she'd call it swimming. She would fill up her cast iron skillet with some oil, and she always had to use a vegetable oil.
Yep.
It was never anything else, and it would just, she always had a big iron pan, and she would say, you need to give it room to swim.
Yep.
They can't be touching.
That Nothing about that sounds strange to me at all. That is exactly how you make fried chicken. Your brother is unhinged for the other way. I respect that that's like a traditional way to fry things, but that's not how you make chicken.
Now I'm going to have to go to a restaurant because I love fried chicken or chicken and waffles. Like, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am. Is there room for that chicken to swim in there? I mean, how are we cooking it?
Yep, that's exactly how they do it in the South. And I tell you, I had bariatric surgery, so I'm not supposed to have stuff like that because it makes me sick, but every now and then I have to.
Melanie, we got to have you back on the show with Laura, and we can have like a Southern word of the week or something.
There we go.
Right. When I found out she was from Kentucky, I'm like, my heart.
It's one of us. No.
Yes, I'm like, yay.
Samantha in Grand Rapids, what do you prefer to do the old school way?
Math.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. I'm so nervous about when my little guy's in school because I've seen the Common Core stuff and I do not understand it. And I don't know
It's
that I
awful.
ever will figure it out.
I have 3 children, and doing it with them is just awful. I make my husband do it.
Obviously, all of us learned a certain way, and they're teaching the kids this way that they say is better. They're experts. I'm not. I don't know if it is or not. But how do you, as a parent, learn how to do that kind of math? Or do you just have to wing it based on their worksheets? Like, do they give you any sort of instruction?
Well, my oldest daughter's in 8th grade, so we've been doing it for a couple of years now. And we look through her book and try and figure it out. And I've even looked on YouTube to like find videos. And then I said, I'm not doing this. And I make my husband do it. And I do other subjects with her.
Samantha, you're my spirit animal because that's exactly how it would be.
Are you listening, James? Get ready. You better start studying.
I was bad at math when it was easy. And then you throw
Yeah.
me a curveball? No way.
It's awful. And I'm like, just do it this way. And they're like, that's not how you do it. And I'm like, you know what? You get the same answer and this makes sense. So do it this
Laura's
way.
the queen at finger math. She's like 1, 2,
1, 2, 3,
5.
4. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
That's why we have fingers and toes.
Exactly. If it goes above the number of 20, I'm not interested.
It's Big Joe's Little Wins here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. Pick up the phone and call us at 616-600-0957 and share a little win, whether it's in your life, maybe it's something your kid did, your grandkid, your friend, your neighbor, anything that's good news. We want to share it here on Mix 95.7. Laura, do you have any little wins?
I do have a little win. I have 2. Yesterday, we checked out a brand new park. Baby Justin was a big fan of Riverside Park. He had never been before.
Oh,
we enjoyed
yeah.
the geese. We enjoyed all the fuzzy things that were in the air on the trees. You know those trees that have like, it looks like cotton coming off of them, basically? Yeah, I found a branch of that and he got to touch it. He was really excited. But the big news is he has learned his second word. I am so excited. His first one was dad, which was a little disappointing, but this one, pretty awesome.
Say dog.
Wait, did he say dog?
Yeah, he goes "gah" or "Doug" usually when he says it, but
Doug.
no, still not to mom yet. We'll eventually make our way around to mom, maybe 12, 13 words in. But
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has to finish Uncle Joe, but I think Laura will be in there eventually. That is an awesome little win right there. Mine was really little, but it was just so nice, and that's because as I've gotten older and older, hopefully you've learned this younger and younger, but family, regardless of how big or how small it is, just whatever makes you happy is so important, and you should let people like that know. Got to spend time last night at the Griffins game. Yeah, they lost in overtime, but we were with my wife's Uncle Rich and Aunt Bev, and they are some of the nicest people that have been there, especially since my mother-in-law passed away a couple of years ago, and then my Aunt Bev, she lost her mom, so I know Lindsay having her in her life is so amazing, and I love them too. So it was just fun to be together and spend time with family. But what about you? What is your little win that you can share with West Michigan? 616-600-0957. Megan in South Haven, thanks for calling in for Big Joe's Little Wins. You said you actually have 2 of them. What are they?
My first one is my oldest boy is graduating high school this year. Active in 4-H, plays sports, just an overall great kid.
What's his
so
name
that's
and where's he
A
go?
huge win. His name is Shane Olney. He goes to South Haven High School, plays football and baseball.
Way to go, Shane. We're so proud of you. And what's your second win?
My second win is my 8th grader, Colt, decided last minute this year he was going to run track out of the blue and is now qualified to go to state next week. And he just found out yesterday. So very unexpected.
you must be one really proud mama this morning.
Oh, yes. It has been a great week.
Well, that is awesome. We really appreciate you listening and for sharing your little win today, Megan. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your little win? Share it right now. 616-600-0957. That's 616-600-0957. We are the Big Joe and Laura Show here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. Despite a lot of people's speculation, we both graduated from high school, right? You graduated?
It's one of those things that's up for debate. We don't really like to talk about my high school degree. No, I have a college degree too.
Okay,
I did graduate.
I assume when you graduated, you probably had it in a gymnasium or outside, maybe like by the football field in the stands or something.
Weirdly at a convention center, but that was a whole other thing because my high school was so big we couldn't have it actually in the school.
All right, well, maybe we could do what they do in the future for kids down here like they do up north in the UP at the Detour area schools. We've got Mr. Vaught on the phone. He's the superintendent, and you guys do things a little different up there. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to be on the air with you. I hope all's well down there. Our snow melted finally, so things are well up here.
There you go.
Absolutely. On this side of the Mackinac, even though it's kind of impossible to cross right now due to all the construction and traffic and stuff, you're kind of in charge of a smaller school system than what we're used to here in Grand Rapids. We heard you guys had a very unique graduation ceremony recently.
We did, yes. We're at the very point of the Eastern Upper Peninsula. It's called Detour Village. It's about 50 minutes away from the Mackinac Bridge when you hit St. Ignace. And yes, that construction is wonderful on there right now. We have a school district of roughly 151 students, K through 12. I got a K6 building on Drummond Island, and I have a K12 building in Detour. So every morning, our students on Drummond Island have to get on a ferry boat along with a couple of my teachers, and ride the ferry boat across the St. Mary's River, the river that connects Lake Superior with Lake Huron.
I kind of wonder what would happen. Like, if you're late to school, normally your parents would drive you. Do they hop in a boat? What do they do?
Well, I would say if the ferry's late, everyone's late at least, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. The ferry's not running, we're not running.
Yeah, true.
Our school had a class of 6 seniors this year, and it just so happened that they were all from Drummond Island. Now, back in 6th grade, these kids did a video for Scholastic Magazine. It's a magazine used by a lot of school districts, especially in early L. And they actually won the scholarship because they talked about riding to school. One of the themes was interesting ways to get to school for Scholastic Magazine. They did a video. They actually won the grand prize. I don't remember how much money it was, but they are all able to buy gamer chairs for their classroom.
Aw.
That's cool.
But it was their year to graduate, and they came to our school board and asked if it were possible to graduate on the ferry boat. Now, like you had mentioned earlier, we normally have our graduations inside our gymnasium. Like you guys have graduations downstate, you have them out on the football field or something. We can't do that here. There are too many bugs and
bears.
Unpredictable. Yeah, exactly. But no, we did. We celebrated our graduation, thankfully, to the Eastern Upper Peninsula Transportation Authority and having connection with Drummond Island. It was a very unique experience.
That is so cool that you were able to not only highlight that moment they had as 6th graders, but to also give them such a unique graduation. Because I'll be honest, like my graduation, so forgettable. Like I remember playing Pomp and Circumstance because I was in the band and wearing my little robe, but like that's one you're never going to forget.
Yeah, it's very unique, and the kids very much appreciated. You guys mentioned earlier you struggled to graduate high school. I was one of those too. In fact, I have a substitute teacher that used to be one of my teachers, and she says, "I can't believe you're sitting in that office."
Well, it sounds like you're doing a great job up there, and we really appreciate you hopping on the Big Joe and Laura Show to share this awesome story. And we want to remind people once again, just go to mix957gr.com or in the Mix 95.7 app. You can read more about the Detour area schools and the really cool graduation that they just had on the water.
Yeah, that is absolutely wonderful, and we appreciate you allowing us to share our story.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
May not be breaking news from anybody that's been there, but congratulations going out again to Mackinac Island. They've been named the #1 best summer travel destination for a second year in a row. This is from the 2024 USA Today 10 Best Reader's Choice Travel Awards. They recently remodeled and reopened a few of their best destinations. So if you visited the island before, like I have, it might be worth another trip up north.
Absolutely. I need to go eventually. I was going to go last summer. It didn't work out because I was too pregnant. It was too much walking. And I don't know, maybe this summer we'll take the little guy to go check check it out.
Maybe we can all share a room, like you, me, Lindsay, Justin, and James, and we could stay in the Grand Hotel. Otherwise, I don't think I can afford it.
That was part of the reason we didn't go last time, to be honest. It was a little out of our price budget as well. But listen, I know it's worth it. So congratulations to them. Speaking of summery things, Hudsonville Ice Cream is offering up 2 new flavors for the summer. They brought back their peach raspberry swirl and an old favorite strawberry shortcake. Now, you may remember peach raspberry swirl. They first came out in like 2022, but it's a peach flavored ice cream with a swirl of raspberry sorbet. And strawberry shortcake is their vanilla with a strawberry swirl and pieces of pound cake in it. That sounds amazing. They both sound really good, but
Hudsonville Ice Cream, you're amazing people. And trust me, my wife Lindsay single-handedly keeps you in business. If you were to have some that was to make its way to the studio for Laura and I, we wouldn't complain.
Listen, we can make it a whole Try It Tuesday for our TikTok account.
Oh, see, there you go. And for your final need-to-know news story, we're heading to California, where a woman surprised her sister with a fake lottery ticket.
I won! What?
Did you?
It says we're having a baby. What the
All right.
What does that even
Congratulations.
mean? Where is that? What does that even mean? 33 and 33, it says we're having a baby. Who do you think?
So that means...
Are you having a baby? Are you having a baby?
So we tried one of these whenever we were telling my in-laws about Justin about this time last year, and I didn't scratch off right. So I wanted it to be this scenario, but they ended up just scratching and scratching and scratching, and then like it scratched off the end of like what it said. So they're like, "There's nothing here."
That would be so frustrating. You're like, I'm having a baby, okay?
And basically that's how it went. But I love how enthusiastic this woman is. Although she scares me a little. I don't want to see her angry.
Yeah, like the demon came out there. You're having a baby!
You're having a baby!
That is Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. You'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
From Grand Rapids, Michigan, we have Tina on the phone.
Welcome back, Tina, for a third day trying to get my $35 with a Michigan lottery ticket jackpot. Tina, I hear you're a teacher, right?
I am, 3rd grade.
Okay, so who's your class? Can we give them a shout out?
Yes, I would love to say hello to all the kids at Sandy Hill Elementary, especially my sweetie pies in room 1.
Yay!
Hey,
room 1.
Sandy Hill, we love you. Thanks for hanging out with us. And Tina, thank you for hanging out with us this morning. All right, let's get into it. Let's see if you can finally beat me or if we're going to tie yet again today.
I hope not. All right, go ahead and politely, since you're a teacher, kick Laura out or put her in detention, something. Get her out of the room.
All right. See you later, Laura.
All right, to detention I go.
All right, when that door closes, question 1's coming your way. What country is Adele from?
England?
Question 2, what is the name of a plant that closes to trap flies and other small insects?
Venus flytrap?
Question 3, name Batman's crime-fighting partner.
Robin.
Question 4, which planet in the solar system was considered an actual planet for decades until August of 2006 when it was reclassified as a dwarf planet?
Pluto.
Question 5, in the nursery rhyme, who sat on a wall before having a great fall?
Humpty Dumpty.
I'm going to bring Laura back in.
Laura! La 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 Laura!
Oh, no, that was way too quick.
You call it quick. I just say Tina's efficient.
I mean, it could be both.
Laura, you have a chance today to tie Tina. She got 5 out of 5.
Oh, no. Okay, let's see how it goes.
Yay!
Question 1, what country is Adele from?
England, right?
Correct. 1-1. Question 2, what is the name of a plant that closes to trap flies and other small insects?
Venus flytrap.
Aren't those the coolest little things?
They're so weird. I love them.
Question 3, name Batman's crime-fighting partner.
Robin.
All right, 3 for 3.
Or Batgirl, if you want to, give some ladies some love.
I'm pretty sure it's Batboy, but to each their own.
There's Batgirl, too.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's Barbara Gordon. It's Commissioner Gordon's daughter. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the lore of Batman. Carry on.
We just fell into a wormhole. Question 4. Which planet in the solar system was considered an actual planet for decades until August of 2006 when it was reclassified as a dwarf planet?
Oh, are you going to mess me up again? It's Pluto, right? Because we had a whole thing where Pluto's not a planet when I lost over this.
It's correct, Laura. Yes,
finally.
Pluto is no longer a planet. There's just 8 of them.
myself on Pluto!
Let's see how you do on question 5.
Okay.
In the nursery rhyme, who sat on a wall before having a great fall?
Humpty Dumpty?
Well, ladies, we have another tie.
Oh my gosh, a 4-day running tie now. Tina, you're incredible. Can you come back tomorrow to play me?
I sure can.
Some things in life you have to just do a double take. You're like, wait, am I really seeing what I'm seeing? And yeah, this situation involved people making out in a cemetery. Hey, it's Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And if you've seen somebody, like a couple, making out in a weird spot, you're like, oh my God, here? We would like to hear that story. 616-600-0957. I was walking Benny and Paddington yesterday, and Laura, I live near Midtown, so it's like Diamond and Fulton. Like in that area is kind of like my spot. I'm always hitting up that area.
Yeah.
And there's a cemetery there, the Fulton Street Cemetery, and we're heading around the corner, heading back home or whatever, and I see something I can't believe. There are a couple, it looks like they're almost having a picnic. There's a blanket, and I swear they had a basket, so I don't know if they had booze or food or what, but they're sitting on the ground, like in the middle of the cemetery, and they have arms around each other, and they're making out. They're
we don't need the sound effects.
Oh, I just want to make sure you understand.
I know, I got it. I understood.
It blew my mind. I'm not a huge PDA person. Like, if you want to do your thing, I don't care, I guess. Like, I've seen people before make out in a movie theater, and that's still weird, but to me, at least, that makes a little bit of a sense to do it there.
I guess. No, it's weird regardless. I mean, were they, like, somewhere out near actual like gravestones, or were they like in an open space?
they weren't on top of a tombstone. Like, I don't like let's make it on Grandpa's grave.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, are you near a loved one, or are you making out on a stranger? Because either way, it's not okay.
Okay, well, you just made me think of something. This is diabolical. Maybe it was a couple making out on one of their ex's grave or something.
Why would you do that?
Well, I'm trying. Why am I doing it? Because I'm trying to understand what I saw. I'm trying. I don't know.
I have a feeling they were not supposed to be making out, and that's the only place they thought they could get away without being busted, because who goes and hangs out in the cemetery in the middle of the day unless you're burying
Laura,
somebody?
They were 10 feet from a busy Fulton. It's a very busy
I didn't
road.
say they were smart people. I said that they were probably trying to be low key and
Is
fail
that like
miserably.
a turn on for some people? Maybe like in a graveyard? Because it's not for me.
No.
And I'm a weird person.
No, I used to live behind or in front of a cemetery. So basically, like my apartment, my back window, my back bedroom window, when I looked out, it was just headstones as far as you could see. And even that kind of like killed the mood a little bit, even though I was like a wall and a window through away from all of it. But I'm like, there's a lot of dead people over there. I don't know if it's disrespectful to make out in my own room or not.
I'm not saying it's a Kentucky thing, but I'm wondering if you had a different perspective growing up in Kentucky. Did you ever see people making out in weird places? Or was it normal?
No, I maybe I just don't run into people. I did catch people doing something really, really devious in a place they weren't supposed to after a concert one time. They made it through all of the bases, to put it for better words.
Oh my gosh.
For little sensitive ears. But yeah, they were like in the parking lot outside of whatever the amphitheater in Chicago is. We were leaving Brooks and Dunn, and I'm like, man, that neon moon really got you guys going.
Mommy, Daddy, what are they doing? Well, that's called the boot scoot and boogie.
That's called...
That's what they're doing, kids. All right, let's take it back a couple of bases and stick to the making out. Where's the weirdest or strangest place that you saw a couple making out in public? We would love to hear your stories. And you know what? If it's you, we'll judge a little bit, but we're your friend. Yeah.
Say it's someone else. You don't have to admit to it.
Good idea. 616-600-0957. It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7 asking a very simple question, which is very strange. Where's the weirdest place you saw somebody making out?
We would love to hear from you at 616-600-0957, or send us a DM at the Mix 95.7 app.
I was walking my dogs, Benny and Paddington, near the Fulton Street Cemetery. I live right near there, and I see this couple on a blanket. Looked like they were even having a picnic, like a basket or some food or something.
Which is weird enough on its own, by the way, to have a picnic at a cemetery, but go on.
Yeah, unless you're celebrating somebody you hated. But they...
I hope someone does that when I die.
I'm sure it's going to happen for me. But, sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
We also got a DM inside our Mix 95.7 app from Sarah from here in Grand Rapids who said, my office lobby, and they had to be in their 50s too. That's an affair right there. No way it's not an affair.
There's something about though as you get older though, I think you get a little more spring in your step, a little more spunk.
Jan in Shelbyville said, the weirdest place I've seen somebody make out was the baptismal at the Baptist church back when we were in high school. However, my husband and I back in high school also did make out in a cemetery.
Throw some holy water on these sinners.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We've got Anonymous from Greenville. Where did you catch somebody making out?
I work in the emergency room at a hospital.
Oh, no.
And our beds were full, all of our rooms. And so we had patients in the hallway, and there was a couple. They were completely intertwined in the hallway, on the bed. It was so disgusting.
Like out there in front of God and everybody?
In front of everybody.
Oh, no.
But wait, were they naked or like, I don't understand.
Clothes on. They were very young. Yeah, it was just really disgusting.
You know, there's something about an emergency that really gets me. Like, that seems like the least place I would want to do that.
Yeah, when I hear the life support beep going like beep, beep, it makes me want to make out.
It was right in our entrance area too. So like when we open our door from the waiting room into the emergency room, they were right there. I mean, there was no hiding what they were doing.
Anonymous, why were they even there? Like, what brought them into the ER?
Because he had a cold.
Clearly, it's very much like a man cold to still be able to do that while you have one.
I don't even like making out with my wife when she's not sick.
Hector in Grand Rapids, you said that you saw people making out in a church?
When I was a kid, we went to this. We were visiting another denomination, but it's just a strict, still Christian and everything. And I look back, and they were just making out, going at it, and I was like, dang, they were teenagers, and I was thinking like, that girl's cool as a mug, man. I want a girl from that cool when I get older.
Hector's like, I need to go to this church more often.
So wait, was this like during the service or just somewhere in the church?
No, dead service. Like service was going right on, and I just look in the pew, I just looking back, and they were just going. I was like, dang, that's what's up. My mom glared at me like, they're going to hell. Oh no. Yeah, but
they're doing the devil dance with their tongues.
That was crazy, yeah. Like I was saying, like us Catholics, we don't have time for that. We're the standing and the kneeling and the bread during snack time. Like it can't happen.
Catholics, you have a whole dance routine just to show up at church. There's no way you'd have time to make out.
Yeah, can't do it. We got too many sacraments going on at the same time.
Maybe that's why Catholics do that. I was raised Catholic. Maybe it's just like if you're up, down, you ain't got time to mess around.
Yeah.
Well, Hector, God bless you, young man, and we appreciate you.
And as well as with you. Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.